The Doom franchise is one of the most successful, most influential, most memorable franchises in video game history, especially within the first-person shooter genre, which it dominated for years before disappearing for over a decade. I can't genuinely say that I played much Doom growing up, apart from the third one, which scared the living shit out of me when I was 12 years old. That being said, I have revisited the Doom franchise a handful of times in my adult life, and I can easily see why these games are considered such classics within their genre, especially the first one, which pioneered everything from online multiplayer to 3D level design in a first-person game. The later games continued setting standards in other areas, such as atmosphere, tone, visceral gun animation, and mechanics. The list goes on. This series has had a monumental impact on probably what has been my favorite genre of video games for most of my life, which makes it utterly bizarre that I've played so little of Doom up until now. In fact, this will be the first Doom game that I complete from start to finish, so how is it going to stack up to one of the most enduring legacies in video game history? You have no fucking idea. Honestly, Doom doesn't really prioritize story, but I would be remiss if I didn't at least briefly describe what the game is all about for those of you who may be uninitiated, considering I was uninitiated just a few short years ago, so let me not be a dick. Basically, the Earth needed a massive energy source to power its cities and whatnot, so this genius guy, Samuel Hayden, decided it would be a good idea to harvest energy from hell. So he built this massive tower on Mars called the Argent Tower, a facility that is also capable of somehow opening a portal to hell. Seems like a great idea, right? Only, it wasn't a good idea at all, because after returning from hell with a half dozen of their artifacts, one of the tower's scientists, Olivia Pierce, decided it would be a good idea to make a pact with the demons. Yeah, she was gonna open the gates of hell for them, and in return, they would give her a peanut butter and endless suffering sandwich? I mean, what the fuck? Luckily, one of the artifacts brought back from hell happened to be a sarcophagus containing, you guessed it, the Doom Slayer. That is you, and your job is to stop the onslaught of the demon horde by any means necessary, even if it drags you to hell with them. 1080p, 60 FPS, no frame drops on Xbox One. This results in the most fluid, fast-paced combat I have ever seen on a console game, or in a shooter in general, to be honest. By the end, you'll be shooting, dodging, climbing, and tearing limbs apart at breakneck speed, without hesitation, and under extreme threat from every direction. This game takes the Evil Dead mantra of everything but the kitchen sink and doubles it. This is everything plus the kitchen sink, plus the entire kitchen while you're at it. You even gain health from killing enemies. How's that for an incentive to just keep on fighting? In fact, you don't even stop to reload, because who needs reloading when you've got a weapon wheel full of guns that are slowly obtained over the course of the game? Well, the first half of the game. You see, once your arsenal is fully realized, the second half begins. More enemies, larger maps, greater attention to strategy and detail. This is when your inner Doomslayer is molded into raw iron. Oh, and the game gets a lot fucking harder too, so your skill level is gonna be molded as well. But as challenging as the second half may be, at least you obtain the final and most awaited weapon of the entire franchise. The BFG 9000, also known as the Big Fucking Gun. Oh hell no, I'm not showing you that. You have to earn it. The same way that I did, and it's not gonna come easily because Doom's campaign is roughly 12 to 24 hours depending on your skill level and the difficulty of your choice. So you can expect to get the BFG around maybe hour 8 or maybe 10. It was at least halfway through the game for me. I probably don't even have to mention graphics, it's pretty fucking blatantly obvious, but this is a fully next-generation game and probably one of the better looking ones in my book. What's more important though is the stylization, which is above and beyond. I've never seen a portrayal of hell that was more detailed in quality and sinister in character. There are some truly wicked set pieces they've designed for this game. The artists should really be commended. And sound artists, I would never leave you out. You deserve a nod too. This soundtrack is comprised of this technical modern metal that is equally gnarly. It's a real tonal accomplishment when paired with the visual design of Doom. These elements just bounce off of one another and consistently amplify this hellish tone that the whole thing has going for it. Doom really pushes the concept of theming and game design to new heights. Everything from the pace of the game, to the diverse and robust gore system, to the behavior and strengths of the protagonist. It's just one of those rare, well-balanced games where every aspect of the game's design is in lockstep with one another. Take, for example, the gameplay style and the level design. You already know the game is extremely fast-paced and requires that the player navigate the map quickly while also taking out enemies at the same time. And as a result, the maps are pretty damn huge. And why wouldn't they be? They have to accommodate a fast-as-lightning player and a few dozen diverse enemies, each with their own movement habits. If you want to make a fast-paced shooter feel less repetitive, give me some room to play around in, for Christ's sake. And I cannot stress this enough. Doom is not a repetitious game at all. Believe me, I get it. I fully understand you. I've been burned out on shooters as well lately. I truly have. Many of them are repetitive as all fuck, but this is not one of those games, okay? Last count, there are at least 22 enemy archetypes, 10 weapons in single-player mode alone, not counting grenades, multiplayer-only weapons, and a plethora of different ways to upgrade your character, both passive and active abilities. Every gun has 2 unlockable abilities, each of which is fully upgradable. Your suit has 5 attributes you can upgrade with these Praetor tokens, plus another upgrade system using runes which offer challenge segments in order to unlock even more passive abilities, and you even get to dump a point into increased armor, health, or ammo once in a while, similar to the health, magicka, stamina choice in Skyrim. There's so much progression in this game that at times I genuinely felt like I was playing the first ever Doom RPG. And with detailed lore, open-ended maps, and numerous secret areas, can you really blame me? For one, I hear that the multiplayer isn't quite up to par with the single-player campaign, and maybe not even up to par with Doom standards or id standards, but I can't personally speak to that because I refuse to pay for Xbox Live. I fucking refuse to pay for Xbox Live, and I just got the PC version the other day. Apart from a couple mildly long loading screens, there was only one other minor issue I had with Doom. If you're like me, you want to get all the secrets, but you want to enjoy the first playthrough and not constantly look for shit. So I use Mission Select to go back through the game at my leisure and get the stuff I missed. But unfortunately, Doom doesn't have a checkpoint selection, so if you want to replay a mission and go back to a specific part, you have to start from the very beginning and progress to that point. It's kind of annoying, especially if you're trying to record a specific part for your review on YouTube, but I digress. Yeah, it's pretty minor, and most shooters don't even have that feature to begin with, so maybe I shouldn't be complaining, but I had to come up with something negative. I always do. I should really review some bad games after this because this is yet another 5 out of 5. Doom is just too fucking good, I'm sorry. Perhaps if you're a gamer who's primarily into multiplayer, this game wouldn't rank so highly for you. So definitely go check out a multiplayer review on someone else's channel if that is your fancy. But for us single-player dudes who want to be immersed in a challenge for 20 hours straight and emerge as gods, this is about as perfect as things get. And with so fucking few decent games on the 8th gen consoles, I can easily recommend that you pick this one up as soon as fucking possible. It's like 40 bucks in stores. I think they just had a price drop. If not, you can definitely get it at Redbox for like $3.50 a day. Rent it for maybe 3-4 days max. Finish it, get some secrets. You'll have a good time. In any case, Doom is one hell of a game. Get it? Get it? You'll get that one later. Never trust the crowd, only the investigation. Take it easy, guys.